Got a gig, a rehearsal, or an audition, but you're sick or you're still recovering from a cold or a virus? We've all been there and it stinks. And I'm, of course, going to tell you that if you can, the best thing to do when you're sick or recovering is to rest your voice. But sometimes the show must go on and you can't control, and you've got to show up and do something with your voice. So today I'm going to talk you through some tips for your vocal health to help support you in that healing and that recovery, and give you a nice little singing straw warm up that will be your best friend for the next time you're sick. I'm Whitney Nicole, singer-songwriter, vocal coach, studio owner, and creator of The Singing Straw, which helps singers build healthier, stronger, and more balanced voices. And if you've been around this channel for a while, then you know straw phonation and the singing straw can be a secret weapon when you've got some inflammation or sickness in your body and at the vocal folds. Because of the way that the singing straw works and straw phonation works, we're actually sending energy back to the vocal folds with this back pressure and this resistance, which helps to promote healing, reset those vocal folds so they're not overly compressing, and overall just helps you get your voice back to 100% sooner. Now, when you're fighting an illness, you want to give your body as much love as possible, and giving your body love, you can look at that in the same way as giving your voice love. So I look at this in two different really important ways. The first is rest. And what I mean by that is as much rest away from voice use as possible, but also sleep and just overall body rest. So don't be doing heavy workouts. Don't be pushing yourself. Don't be stressing out. Try to sleep as much as possible and rest, and let your body focus on fighting that virus. The other piece of this is hydration, right? So drinking as much water as possible, electrolytes, giving yourself chicken noodle soup, all of the things that help your body get stronger and fight off whatever it is that is getting you down. Now, if you've got your rest and your hydration in check, but you know that you've got to warm up your voice and get singing, even though it's not at 100%, this warm up is going to be for you. And I want to use our singing straws here because this is going to be much more effective than any other traditional warm-up, especially when you're sick. Because what we don't realize oftentimes is that we're pushing our voice more than we realize. So say you've got a little inflammation from the virus that you're fighting or the sickness, which is what causes that stiffness, that little crackliness in your voice, or, dysphonia, or actually just not being able to get sound out. Well, when you start warming up your voice, if you're not using a tool like the singing straw or an SOVT that's going to help put some guardrails on and make sure that you're only giving yourself gentle love, you might end up pressing too hard and fatiguing your voice even more, which can end up being an ugly snowball effect. Well, we don't want that. So by using straw phonation and the singing straw, again, you're putting on those guardrails to make sure that the phonation you're doing is promoting healing and not making you more tired or swollen. Now, if you're sick or recovering, you probably are not going to be using the same size straw that you normally use in your warm-ups. So we have our Singing Straw Pro Kit that has 3 different sizes. So this might be as simple as just bumping up from the 3mm to the 4mm, the larger diameter straw. But oftentimes, if you're pretty swollen, you might need to go even bigger than that. So that's why we have 3 straws in all of our kits, and you can double or even triple up if you need to. So in this warm-up, I will use 2 of our sillies at the same time, which is effectively doubling that 3mm diameter to 6mm. All right, singers, so grab your straw or straws, whatever your voice needs today, and we're going to go nice and easy, nice and gentle into this warm-up and this workout. I want you to go gently. We always start with a slide here. You know the drill, but we're going to take this one extra slow, and you're going to go gently through your range. Don't push it. Don't expect your voice to be where it is on a perfectly healthy day. It's okay. No matter where your voice is today, just let it be. So give your voice that gentle love from the bottom up and then back down. Nice deep inhale. And it's okay if you notice cracks that aren't normally there, or even that your voice might puff out a little bit at the top. That's all okay. This is part of the process. Let's do a couple more of these because we want to take it extra slow when we're warming up with this inflammation. Let's do it again. Nice deep inhale, relax that body. You might be able to get a little higher on each slide. Last one. Great job, singers. The next we're going to do is a fifth slide, all right? So some of you, lower voices, you might be down the octave here. Some of you might be higher and up in the octave with me. Either is fine, whatever feels good for your voice. Grab your straws. We're just going to slide on the fifth and then back down. Taking it slow, knowing that if you're sick or recovering from a sickness, that it's okay to drop out every other or pause this video at any point. You know your voice best. You are in the room with yourself and you are in your body. So trust yourself if you need to take it slow or take a break. Here we go. Taking it easy, letting your voice be where it is for today. We want to gently warm up, but we don't want to overly fatigue, right? So drop out if you feel like it's getting too high for you. Keep going if you've got room. If you're towards the end of the sickness, you might have more range. Each day is a new day, right? Your instrument is different every day. And back down. Great job. Now check in with yourself again. If you, depending on where you are in this sickness, you want to be kind of extra gentle and cautious with your voice. So if you're feeling like that was enough for today, let that be enough for today. If you feel like you need to take it a little bit further, say you've got to get to that audition, you got to make sure your voice is a little bit more functional than that. That's cool. Take a sip of water and get ready for our next exercise. Next, we're going to move to an octave arpeggio. Again, this can be simple, but the key is taking it slow, feeling out your voice, making sure that you're getting a sense of what your voice can handle today, sliding slowly through those intervals and really getting a sense of how does that top note feel as we get higher and higher. See if you can find a little vibrato, find a little ease. That is harder to do when you're sick and when you're recovering, so be patient with yourself and know that it will come. Again, grab your ideal straw size for your voice today. Lower singers down here, higher singers up here. This is going to sound like this. All right, so taking your time, relax your body, and here we go. bend. Back down. We don't need to go crazy high if we're sick. All right, now depending on where you are in your sickness, that might feel like a lot. So you have my permission to stop there if that's all your voice needs for today. But if you have to do a little bit more and maybe you've got to get to that song, I'm going to give you one more exercise. This one has a lot of the feeling of a cool down, if you will. But again, if we're singing when we're sick like this, the worry or the fear is that we're holding tension, we're causing more inflammation or fatiguing ourselves more so. So this kind of vibe of a cool down, if you will, this descending slide is going to kind of help to unload any of that tension you might be accumulating. So we're going to start somewhere in the middle of our voice. For me, that's going to be here. So my lower singers can drop the octave. We're just going to slide down on the five tone scale. So like this. Now this vibe can be very much like a whoo, just letting go of any tension or tightness that might be lingering or creeping up given your illness. All right. So higher singers, lower singers, nice deep breath. Here we go. More of my really deep voices. Last two. That's it, singers. These are the type of exercises that are gentle and effective, but most importantly, safe for your recovering voice. When you're under the weather, it's all about giving your voice support and love, not stress. If you found this video helpful, let me know down in the comments and let me know what's been working for your voice, what kind of symptoms you're dealing with, and what's been most effective in getting your voice back. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on videos and exercises and warm-ups just like today's. I've got tons of tools to help you feel better in your voice with the singing straw, even on the tough days. All right, singers, I hope you feel better soon. And as always, thanks for singing with me today.